And now we have to do the news. So we start off with some poor educational issues. And most public schools across Ghana face serious infrastructural challenges, which often reflect in the quality of pupils they produce, especially those schools all dotted in rural Ghana. The story of the St. Mary's RC Basic School is not so different, except despite the school's challenges, both the pupils and teachers are refusing just to give up. And as Menu traveled to Ntom in the central region where the school is, and also reports of the people determined to beat the odds.
Nine-year-old Akosia Adoma Owusu is the leader of the Diaso District Child Parliament in the Central Region. She is confident and very eloquent. In her open-air Chamber of Parliament, she addresses very critical issues that affect her and children within the district.
Let's now hear the views of members of both sides.
But when she leaves her chamber and returns to her school, the St. Mary's RC Basic School, that confidence evaporates.
Our school, when you come in the morning, you see the goat's feces on the compound in our classroom. It is not good ground. We don't have a wall. The KG, our natural KG, it is the one we use it to build our house, roofing sheets. We have not plastered it. We have not do it anything.
Indeed, she is the best student here. If Akosia is this confident in this environment, then you can imagine how she would fare in a much better resourced basic school. Now, this is St. Mary's RC Basic School, the school of brilliant 9-year-old Akosia. As you can see, the structure is uncompleted. There have no doors or windows. This roofing sheet is what blocks the classroom, but that is not enough to prevent goats from entering into the classroom. And already the stench here is very, very nauseating. And I cannot imagine how children can stay in this classroom and concentrate on their studies. You could see the wiring all over the place. And Akosia eloquently tells us how this has been affecting the academic work.
Sometimes you can hurt. Then when you are opening it to, the stick can hit your leg. The school, our windows, when it rains, the rain come in, and sometimes we have to close and go home. Our bus even gets wet. When it rains, if it is Saturday, then we go for vacations. When we come on Monday, when it rains on Sunday, when we come on Monday, the rain have come in our class, and you have to sweep here, and the goats spread their feces in it. Sometimes the children come and write on our board.
Now, in the Ashanti region, residents of Amwem Achiase, where two kidnapped Canadian girls were held until their rescue, say they are devastated by the damage done to their reputation by the incident. That reputation, according to the chiefs, has been further blighted by media reports of a brawl at a funeral in the town. Now, in his first public comment since the kidnapping, Amwem Achiase Nana Kwekudia said though no native was involved, he and his people are worried about living with the stigma for the rest of their lives. So Himing Teria has more on this.
19-year-old Lauren Patricia Catherine and Bailey Jordan Chiti, 20, were rescued by security operatives in an uncompleted building at Amwem Achiase, nearly a week after unidentified men had seized them at Ishiaso in Kumasi. 5 suspects who are said to have fired shots during the rescue operation were also arrested in the community. Nanadria says it was an embarrassing moment to the community.
To be frank and sincere, I am awfully sorry about what has happened. I have to apologize to the Canadian government for what has happened. None of them is from this town. But it happened that the premises that they used to hide these people is called Amwoma Chansi. But what can we do? We can't do anything about that. Nobody, rather, was involved in this kidnapping.
8 people were reported to have been killed in a clash between visiting mourners and residents at Amwoma Chansi over the weekend. Police had inadvertently mentioned Amwoma Chansi as scene of a recent lynching and burning of a 26-year-old driver's mate when the incident actually occurred at a gym. Nanadria says the community will have Herculean task ridding itself of effects of the misrepresentation.
There are no coffins, no, there's nothing like that. Nobody is crying, nobody is mourning. I'm laughing, I'm happy because I don't have any impediment and problems on my head, you know. You see what I mean? Yeah. All right? And many of the people who take pictures and so forth, they are not recognized or trained journalists. I'm an engineer. That's my qualification, production and mechanical engineer. Right? Engineering job is simple. A hammer and a chisel. Journalism, use your brains. Even simple report writing, it's a massive job.
From Kumasi for Joy News, I'm Interia reporting.
And we have to still remain in the Ashanti region. Health authorities in the Asokore Mampo municipality are confident of improved service delivery for residents as a new health center opens at Pakoso. The facility, which ultimately will provide immunization services, family planning and other specialist services, will help the people. Municipal Health Director Reverend Solomon Enum Doku says low patronage of family planning services in the municipality is a source of worry for health officials. Ohemin Teria has more.
Pakuso, Aprade and Borbine are among fast-growing communities in the peri-urban Asokore Mampo municipality. Residents here are forced to access healthcare services at far-away Menchia Government Hospital. Reverend Amudoku says the long distance is a disincentive for many people to seek family planning and immunization services.
You know, our people live in this place, their catchment area is far. Most of them are traveling long before they are able to access health services. And for this burden and facility, it is going to bring the healthcare closer to the people. And therefore, the people will be having the access. That is the aim of the Ghana Health Service, that will bring the health service closer to the people at their doorstep. So this facility will go a long way of bringing the health services to the closer of the people. Again, apart from most of our immunization indicators are down, and because we are going to establish the zones here and the people are going to render CWC services here, it will help us for our indicators to go high. You know, especially for family planning, when you take your family planning indicators, for last year it was about 9.6, which is very, very low. It wasn't good for us. And we aim of getting to at least to lift it to 20%. And for that, if the healthcare is closer to the people, we will do a lot of education, and now that one will bring the people to participate or patronize in family planning commodities. So this one will help us.
Municipal Chief Executive Alhaji Ali Duseidu announced similar facilities have been proposed for other communities in the municipality. 2 senior high school projects have also been earmarked for Abuabo and Edukrum. He wants health workers who will be posted to the health center to be professional in their work.
I entreat our brothers and sisters who would be working here to be professional. Working in an environment like this requires a lot of restraint. Patience should be key in your operations. You must also have in mind the sick are always in pain, so you should also bear with them.
From Kumasi for Joy News, Ohiminteria reporting.
Now back here in Accra, government says it will set up a central equipment identity registry that will be linked to an international database to help check the influx of substandard mobile devices into the country. This follows concerns by experts that these devices negatively impact the cyberspace as well as the health of consumers. Speaking to journalists on the sidelines of 2019's Huawei Ghana Seeds for the Future program held at the ministry on Wednesday, Ursula Owusu Ekufo revealed that a national registry will help reduce this menace.
The Central Equipment Identity Registries have databases of blacklisted devices. So device manufacturers who use applications with hidden malware in it are all known and they're blacklisted. So if you have your link to that database, once any such device enters your market, it pops up on the registry and you can block it from infecting your system and alert whoever owns that device that they're holding a corrupted device and they should do something about it. It's important that we clean up our ecosystem because by using all these devices, they're siphoning our information away without our knowledge or consent. That breaches our data protection laws. By linking those, even charging those devices can infect the network. Now, not only that too, they can also emit radio frequencies that are harmful to our health. And the NCA tests the devices that come in through approved routes so that they can certify that they are within allowable ranges. Many of those cheap devices are not. And so by constant use of them, we're exposing ourselves to diseases like cancers and tumors and all that. And it is not good for us. So that's the main reason why we want to set up a registry of that nature, link it to international databases, clean up our ecosystem, reduce the market for blacklisted and stolen phones, and make life easier for all of us. We're working towards completing this process by the end of the year.
Well, let's go to the cause as we're in the bulletin. And waste management company Zoomlion Ghana Limited is questioning the relevance of a JoyNews documentary attached as evidence to court document filed by the Auditor General. Lawyers for the company say the documentary was obtained by the Audit Service months after it had submitted its report to Parliament. The company is in court seeking to set aside portions of an audit report that is allowed an amount of 180 million Ghana cedis handed to the company by the National Health Insurance Authority as payment. Justice Georgina Dache adjourned hearing to July 15 to continue hearing oral argument. Well, we have more in the following reports.
The JoyNews documentary titled Robbing the Assemblies revealed how multiple fumigation contracts have been handed to companies associated with Zoomlion by various assemblies and different ministries covering the same areas. Zoomlion is in court seeking to set aside portions of an audit report that is allowed an amount of 180 million cedis handed the company by the National Health Insurance Authority. Lawyers for the Auditor General's office in their response to the rate have described the company.
We apologize for the loss in sound there, but we have to take a break. We'll be right back.